succession planning still is a vexing issue for the industry. I think probably the biggest problem that we face. And I think the reason why it's such a problem and we don't seem to be making much progress, back when I was with Investment News, we did a study back in 2012 on succession readiness. And basically, if you look at some of the studies that have happened since then, we've not made much progress. There's still about a third, maybe more than a third, of the advisory practices out there that are fixing to get ready to start a plan, right? They know they need to do it, but they just haven't made that step. And I think the biggest issue is that the industry tends to talk about this as succession being an economic issue, when in reality, it's an emotional issue. It's really about emotions. I think that the reason why it's an emotional issue is because it's really about them. And it's not something that most people are really comfortable thinking about themselves, what they want to be doing. And it's really wrapped up in the emotion of client loyalty, what they promise to their clients, what they want to see happen with their clients in the future, their loyalty to their employees. I know Tim Coaches is a friend of mine, and he's written a great book on success and succession. And he said, he and his wife never had children. And the employees in his firm really were like the kids he never had. And so he felt this deep loyalty to those employees and in wanting to make sure that, they were taken care of. And then there's their identity. Their identity is completely wrapped up in this great business that they've built. And for many, their name is on the door, which makes it even more emotional for them. So I think it's this desire that they have around the clients, their employees, and their own identity that makes it very emotional and difficult to move forward with a plan. One of the options that I think is natural for a lot of advisors to think about when they're sort of scrambling for a succession solution is, wow, what about my family? I've built this great business. And let's be honest, it's a great business, right? It's a great revenue model, it's a great business. You're doing something that helps people with their financial future and fitness. And wow, why don't I get my family involved? And the problem with that is that, that's a whole nother dynamic. Now, the firms that I have seen that have been successful with this is their kids have gotten integrated into the firm fairly early on. But where firms can go really awry is when they bring the kids in after the firm is well established, there's a culture already in place, and the existing employees and actually clients aren't used to seeing family members in the firm. And so that can be a very tricky transition. And I've seen that become very difficult for firms to integrate the family member in. It can be done, there's some great success stories out there, but I would caution people to think through how emotional is it going to be when you start working with your kids at work, right?